What can you say about my dad, Barry Michael Ward? Well, if you met him, you loved him. You never knew what was going to come out of his mouth next. And that was part of the fun. That was Barry. He had a heart of gold. He had many friends, all from different walks of life. If you're here today to remember my dad, you may have known Barry as your golf partner. You may have collaborated on some amazing custom cars with him. Perhaps you knew him from his 20-plus year sobriety journey, or maybe you were a drinking buddy of his. The possibilities of how or why you loved him were endless with my dad. However, it was that you came to know him, undoubtedly there's endless stories about his fun, happy nature, and his shenanigans and laughs. The laughs he inspired, sometimes they were with him and sometimes at him. With Barry, if you needed him, you always knew where to find him. It's fair to say he was a fairly simple man. He was either at the shop working on another incredible car of some sort, or possibly napping on his workbench, but he's on the golf course, he's out detailing his own car, he's somewhere listening to live music, probably near his home here in downtown Folsom, or wherever his son Christopher was DJing that weekend. Or he may occasionally be on his weekend solo trips to Tahoe to take in the scenery and to get out of town. Barry, he adored his two kids, my brother and I. There were times throughout the years that he would say to us that he was sorry that he wasn't the dad he always wanted to be. And sure, there were times in our lives that he wasn't always around. But even in those times that he wasn't capable of being present, there was never any doubt of where his heart stood in relation to us kids. I think we all may have made a choice or two in life that we'd go back and change if we could. He was his own harshest critic, and little did he know he was begging forgiveness from his biggest fans. I wish I could say that to him now. That and so many other things. In his passing, he's given us the gift of the reminder of not only how much we all loved him, but of how important it is to be loved in this world. You always think that you have more time. Turn to your loved ones today and tell them how much they mean to you. Memorize that light in their eyes. Embrace them in a hug. Listen to their amazing stories of who they are and how that came to be. And appreciate everything about them that makes them them. As we all do that today about my father, Barry Ward. He'll always be with me in my heart and forever missed. I love you, Dad. My mother will speak.
Hi, my name is Nancy Gilbert Ward Adams. I met Barry when he was 19 years old and I was 15. He moved to Travis Air Force Base with his parents and brother Craig from Maryland. I think from Maryland, yeah. I thought he was so cool with his long blonde hair and fry boots. Though I wasn't supposed to date him, we spent all summer together. He was supposed to be attending Solano College, majoring in art history that fall. But after the first year at college or so, he discovered the automotive upholstery business and started installing vinyl tops on cars, which was all the rage. If you had a vinyl top on your car, you were so cool. And he was good at it. He was so good he stayed in that industry for over 50 years. He was very talented, and his work was featured in many shows and magazines. Back in 1972, when we got married and had a beautiful baby boy, we felt like life was great. Time was on our side. We spent weekends on his dad's boat on Lake Berryessa. Once Barry was water skiing on the lake when he took a fall and went under. He came up laughing and held up his hand saying, "I lost my wedding ring." To this day, as far as we know, that ring is still at the bottom of Lake Berryessa. In 1975, we had a beautiful baby girl, the apple of Barry's eye. Even when life became difficult, Barry and I always remained friends. The years went by too quickly. Though things changed and our families grew, we always stayed in touch. We even took vacations together with all the kids and grandkids. Just a few months ago, Barry was sick, and as I sat with him in the hospital, he was kind of sad, and he doesn't usually reminisce, but he was lamenting that he didn't feel like he had achieved any great success in his life. But as I look around this room and I see the many faces of his friends and his loved ones, I realize Barry was rich in kindness, slow to anger, and a true friend. And that's really something, Barry. That's success. And when we see what a talented artist he was with the classic cars, we realize his work will last for decades. And that's success, Barry. That's really something. Mostly when I look at his beautiful children and grandchildren of whom he was so proud, I think, that's something, Barry. You really were a success because you were loved. And now there's a song that Barry asked me to play years ago when we were kids at his funeral. And I'd like to honor that request now. We'll miss you, Barry.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. It makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. fortune, then the piper will lead us to reason. And a new
I'm
day
Greg.
will dawn
I see some
for
faces
those
out there when
who
I used to
stand
go to Barry's
alone.
shop on
And the
Orange Hill. I'm so glad to see you
forest
here
will
too.
echo with
I
laughter.
know what Barry meant to you. We watched him later in his years. We met Barry, my father and I met Barry probably about 2004 at Empire Range. For some of you who don't know this, Barry was one of our better golfers, and then when he hit that age of senior age, I think it was 55 as a senior, Barry was our senior club champ. So I just laughed at Barry from the Cal story. She was going to school, but he was in the pool room with the
If there's a bustle in your
I've heard so many stories about
don't
you
be
and your brother.
alone there.
You gotta always talk to him.
It's just a sprinkling
I have
for
a
the
couple
May
stories just to tell you
Queen.
how Barry was my friend.
Yes,
I
there are
determined
two
friend
paths you can
It's
go
something that
back,
just calls you
but
out
in the
to
long
that's
run,
how you do it.
there's still
Barry
time
was
to
always
change the
awesome.
road.
Barry knew I lost his brother in May of 2002. Barry never met him. But Barry always wanted to make sure my dad lived a life. He was our baby brother and
And
father.
it makes me
that left
wonder.
us. So Barry was always great to my dad and mom. My sister, who works at Costco, does a lot for the Chamber of Commerce, is also Barry's ticket person for Folsom Live. It's a concert and the Folsom Rodeo. So Barry always
Your
liked to
head
help
is
the
humming and
know
it
Barry.
won't go because you
He
don't
loved the
know.
wristbands for free drinks.
The fire
I
is
know.
calling you to join.
Hard to believe. So that's Barry
Dear
liked my
lady,
sister
can
from
you hear the wind blow?
another sister of
And
mine,
did
Barry
you
met,
know
who was always mean to me.
your
So
stairway
Barry loved
lies
talking
on
to
the
me. Barry would just get her going, like, tell me more about Greg. So one year, Barry says, told me something after we played golf the day before. He said, hey, we're going to Thanksgiving dinner. I said, my mother would love for you to come over to our house. So Barry comes over to the house, and this was when Barry was healthy and strong and could do anything. So my mother and my grandmother just kept feeding Barry. And I'm sitting at the table, because usually when I'm with my family, because I'm the one that they all hate, I'm sitting looking at my dad, but how much do you eat? So finally now it's dessert. And my mom gets over, six different things. My mom does this, and Barry says, I don't know how to eat. She goes, well, try them, Barry. And Barry said, okay. And my mom said, well, which one? He says, I want to do Donna. So that was Barry from my family. Again, the last time in 2017, Barry was like Barry's body started breaking down. During COVID, they almost put the story down. So Barry had to
down the road.
which was great. The other day we went to a big rock channel on, rock and roll. I mean, it's dynamite for quick snacks. We went up there stuff like just at a berry shop. We had all these hot real cars, all this neat stuff. And I was a stupid child. Wasn't it? Then this guy, Chris, comes in. Going down that berry shop. And I was like the FBI, because I was working in a suit or a nice outfit. And then Chris comes over and then he starts getting different type of characters on motorcycles. Which I can't say because they're all great guys. But when you look at them, you look at me, and Chris is always like, I was in your shop. Oh, Chris, you got it out. This guy all thinks he was my dad. So I just love Barry. Again, a friend to me was always somebody that reached out. The COVID came, and then we lost contact as Barry's health started going down. Wasn't playing much. I'm so glad Barry fell into your arms. He loved you guys at work. He would brag about your guys' lunch breaks. And all I could do every time Barry says, come into the course on Sunday, I took care of you guys because you took care of Barry. And it was great. I just hated seeing Barry go because, as you know, you played golf the Sunday before. We got you out there, and Barry's like everything, and he's always taking care of you guys. And I asked Barry, how do you feel today? And you know, Barry, like you said, whatever comes up, I'm dying. And I said, what do you mean? You know, what's wrong with you? And then bang. him come back. I get a phone text from Dave Pitmack, one of the guys been at the golf course a long time that Barry passed away. Just broke my heart. I'm just smiling because I see all the pictures of Barry talking. And when you talk about Barry Sports, the stories he told me. So let's let him know Barry loved you. And your brother. Talk about it all the time. So glad I got to
Gonna take a freight train.
Barry, keep the course open till I get there, buddy.
I don't care where it goes. Gonna climb a mountain, the highest mountain. I jump off, nobody gonna know. Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman, Lord, she been doing to me? Can't you see? Can't you see what that
Hi,
woman,
I'm David Knight.
she been doing to me?
This is the boss. I'm the general manager.
I'm
of
gonna
the
find
shop.
me
And when you talk about Barry,
a hole in the wall. I'm gonna crawl inside and die.
It's not only those people love you, but I love you.
Come later
Somebody
now,
cared about you.
a mean old
Hard
woman,
to do
Lord,
this. Not
never told me goodbye.
lost Barry.
Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman, Lord,
Well,
she
but
been
that
doing to me?
can't be replaced.
Can't you see? Can't you
Cared about
see
everybody he worked with. Talk
what
about
that woman, Lord, she been
toolbox
doing to
has a
me?
box that's dedicated to it. If we ever get it over, we gotta clean it out, but yeah. We would gather around this. I'm proud.
Victor,
I'm gonna buy a ticket
I met
now.
Barry 7 years ago with Victor.
As far as I
Just seen him walk
can.
in. Oh, I got the best
Ain't
upholsterer
it
in
never
Sacramento. You need to get him out of. All right, so we can bring Barry in and
Ride me a
see if we can
southbound
do it. Oh, no, he's not coming. You gotta go move him out at Chris's shop.
to the train.
So me and at the time Dave Mercado go and
Can't you see?
move Barry into my shop. The guy knows everything. Vic. So Vic's telling me all this wonderful story. Okay,
What that
well,
woman, Lord,
give him the easiest thing in the world, and it takes him 2 days to do it. 20 minutes. You know, I'm thinking in my head,
can't you
hey,
see?
what's going on here?
What
Well, Vic,
that
all I do is custom. I can't do anything else. So I start scratching my head, and all I do is custom. I never understood it until getting to that point about his art form. He had to start everything from scratch and finish it. Nah, he was lost. And everything he did, he had to start something and finish it, and to that point, you know, so he started getting better and better at the way the art shop functions. So he said, Vic, you know, I think one day, I think I should become Mexican. I looked at him, I'm like, Barry, you can't just become Mexican. Oh, yeah. See, right now I'm in transition, you know. So I was like, a transition, man? Yeah, I'm a white-sican. What? No, Barry. And he used to tell these guys, no, F you, this and that, and he have an on and off switch about being grumpy, being happy, and that was just Barry, you know. Like he'd come in, Barry, I need you to get that done today. Yes, boss. At the end of the day, Barry, did you get done? Tomorrow, I promise tomorrow. 6 days later, Barry, is it done? Almost, Vic, it's almost there.
Couple last things, Vic. A couple last things.
Yeah, a couple more things. Well, half the time I knew his health was going down. Therefore, I got into playing golf with him. You know, Dave and I, for the same reason, because it was better for him being alone than for us to take him to the golf course. Therefore, Greg, I met Greg for the same reason, you know, and then from there, my kids loved him for all the candy, snacks. But he will be missed, and I consider him a real good friend.
Yeah. We'll miss him.
Well, thank you guys all for coming and sharing funny stories and anecdotes. We'd like to invite everyone into the next room for some wine and snacks, and we can continue to celebrate. Yeah, celebrate and share some more memories of Barry. Okay?
Unfortunately, we forgot to get some red vines. Holy. Tomamos una foto, tomamos una foto.